Welcome to VR Capstone Winter Edition 2022 Demo Day. Excited to see so many people here. The students are excited. Students, can you guys wave? Say hi. Awesome. We have 8 projects today. And with that, I'll pass to John to introduce our projects and then to breakout rooms to be able to see the actual applications and talk to the students.
Hello, everyone. I'm John. I'm the co-instructor for the Capstone course this year. It's been an interesting 10 weeks. I'd first like to give a big thanks to the staff for the Capstone. That includes our TAs, Dow and Jack, as well as David, who's been handling everything behind the scenes, organizing this event. This is the 6th time we've offered this Capstone. It's an annual course at the moment. We've been running it for about 4 or 5 years sequentially, but it started back in 2016. We came back to Unity this time around. We went all in on the Oculus Quest 2s this year. We started exploring the XR interaction toolkit. And we also did a little bit of exploration with multiplayer and some networking this time around, which you'll see in some of the projects. We've put them into 3 different categories here. The first being productivity, 2 applications exploring what it's like to be productive and collaborate in virtual reality together, either in just a collaborative setting using whiteboarding, or if you're trying to do medical visualizations and then maybe a patient-doctor relationship. We've also have a couple entertainment applications, some fun with multiplayer red light, green light, learning how to fly as a penguin, or just fly in general and explore a fantasy environment. We also have some interactive learning. So learning about the difference in pricing in different grocery stores across the world, or learning what it's like to be a line cook in a professional kitchen, or just learning about the CSE 2 building, getting to have a virtual tour of the space and learn more information about our department. That's just a very brief introduction, but now we're going to do some breakout rooms. And you'll have a chance to go talk to the teams and try out their applications or see them tested out for you. So with that said, we're going to open up the rooms now.
So our project is called Global Bursary, and the point of it is to experience of shopping in different countries and being able to see what you can buy with the same amount of money. Also like a bit of a game element to it in terms of we're trying to get you to get as close to the value as possible. We were like modeling a bunch of scenes with like grocery stores. We had to work with a ton of different assets. Like we were lucky enough to find a really comprehensive asset pack for a supermarket on Unity, but a lot of the shaders for the assets were just like way too detailed. But like now we've completely fixed it essentially, which is really great for our user experience. Doing the physics for the cart and then the items, we wanted to get the feeling right just because everyone's pushed a shopping cart. So like if it's off, then it's really off. So we managed to like keep the shopping cart like on the ground, make the rotation like semi-realistic in terms of like how you turn your arm and how you turn your hand. And then we also have scripts on the items. If they go into the cart, they stop moving. They don't like, jump out of the cart.
I think it was really enjoyable to be like developing in the same place. We were just like in the same room talking about it, which was definitely very nice.
Yeah.
Our project name is Dicom Visualizer. So if you go in for a medical scan, you'll end up getting a bunch of 2D images. So we wanted to create an experience in which doctors and patients can view medical scans together in VR.
Doctors are then able to have a couple of tools at their disposal. First is this planar cut, which they can use to get a cross-sectional view of the scan. Right here. And we also have 3 different rendering methods here to be able to get a better view of the scan. And finally, they can also use this pen on the right controller to mark stuff on the whiteboard here.
I personally thought it was really interesting to like see the scans in VR, and then thinking about the real world applications.
Being able to just upload a scan is super cool.
Our game is called Appetit. It is a VR interactive line cooking experience.
As you can see, this is our main game lobby.
You are shown how to do different dishes and also a multiplayer feature where you can interact and coordinate with other people in order to get these dishes completed.
Once we turn an order in, we get feedback for that order.
And if your dish is perfect, based on that, you get points.
We've tried to bridge the gap between an arcade-style cooking game and something super realistic. I worked at a fine dining restaurant right before COVID hit, so that kind of spawned the idea for this game.
So just exploring that space and starting from just no knowledge to now understanding this whole, like the whole code base around this.
The 5 dishes we have are steak frites, crab cakes, French onion soup, roast chicken and vegetables, and table bread. And down the line, we plan on releasing this either on the Oculus store or on the Steam store.
Yeah, we're very excited to keep this kind of idea going and watch it evolve as a game.
So Allen School has a Pilger Allen building and a Gate Center building. CSE2 is the Gate Center building. So we can get a very realistic model from the architect, so we don't need to like build up the entire building model for ourselves. Most of the undergraduate students take classes in the building, so that's why we decide to make a visual tour there. The visual tour provides an opportunity for the students who are not able to come to school physically to have a chance to visit our building. The first task is go to the big interactive wall so you can browse the general information of the Allen School.
You can ask about some general admission questions. I have never have any experience in game development or any animation. So for me, build the animation and the movement of the dots, make it look realistic. I didn't have any experience of VR, AR, or XR. So this provides understanding of VR and how to develop VR applications.
We are the Sonic Blue, and we created a virtual flight simulator.
So the main idea behind our app was to not focus on being a learning flight simulator where you learn how to fly a plane, but more of enjoying a relaxed environment and just kind of hanging out and exploring.
Wanted to make sure that our product was very intuitive and easy to use.
Where we created several different scenes to explore. We have a desert, forest, and a few others.
I feel looking back, we kind of forgot that we really started with nothing and just an idea. Seeing that we mostly fulfilled our vision would be the most fun part for me.
And through this course, I think that it's kind of good opportunities for people to learn deep about how VR and AR works.
It's a good preparation for the industry, teamwork aspect, and as well as self-learning and troubleshooting.
Our project name is Light Greenlight. The core mechanics is to stay still when the red lights are on, and then if you move, you will be sent back to the beginning. You have to move as far as you could when the lights are green. Your goal is to reach the finish line before the time runs out. You can join a room, or you can create a room and then send the room code to your friends so they can play together with you. I think for multiplayer, there's a lot of stuff that need to be synchronized and then keep on debugging and then turn out to work. So we have some different moves in the game. So first is the running. You can move forward by swinging your arms, and then you sometimes have to jump over the logs. And then when you reach the climbing wall, you hold your hands, press the button to pull yourself up. Climbing motion is really complicated. And then lastly is rolling. So some bots arrived at the finish line before I did. So the game is over.
Where penguins can fly. We wanted to kind of simulate a flying, gliding experience. And our project is essentially a local multiplayer game where you get to glide as a penguin through infinite terrain. I think there are a lot of details that are in our game. Glider physics, for instance, is something that's not the most trivial thing to replicate and simulate. I think people intuitively know what feels right and what doesn't feel right. Another big part of our game was making sure that players don't feel nauseous, which is something that happens quite a lot with VR environments.
I'm really proud of our team, what we created. At the end, I think our game is super polished and we really got to where we were. So yeah, really happy.
Now you have the hang of it. I think it was a lot of trial and error. It was really fun to develop. VR is pretty fun in general. I'll get my own headset afterwards.
We're teammate Boardless, and we want to create an immersive virtual workspace specifically designed for students.
Because we have the multiplayer functionality during the development, the teammates can get into a room together and then try out different features together.
Because it's kind of fun to go into a virtual world where you can like draw on the walls and do things that you kind of couldn't in a normal classroom. You just stick documents floating in the middle of the air wherever you want because the laws of physics don't apply to them. And I always thought that was kind of cool.
The writing experience is not natural. We try to overcome that by turning the virtual controller into actually a pen that you can hold like a normal pen and write. And that is a challenge to implement because it's unconventional. We implement tutorials to teach people about this new convention, and I think immediately when they realize they can do it, they like it a lot. And we think that's a huge achievement on our part.
At some point in my life, I'll put on one of these headsets again, and it won't be just to play like Beat Saber. It'll, I'm sure, be for some training video or some virtual meeting or something like that. And I can totally see the future being in this type of technology, at least in part. And so I wanted to kind of dip my toes in that before I graduated.